States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the August Town Council meeting. First item on the agenda would be the approval of last month's meeting. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying yay.
Yay.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Financial report. Do I have a motion to accept the financial report?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Now, second. Been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Accounts payable. We gotta sing that down here. Clerk treasurer's report.
Vote on
We gotta pay bills.
We gotta pay the bills. We gotta sign that, right?
you have to make a motion.
Okay, all those in favor of paying the bills for last month signify, I have a motion to pay those.
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll say.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
All those against nay. Motion carries. Pay the bills. Clerk treasurer's report.
We got our lease paid on the old state land, the 77,000 went through. I paid all the 100 Centerpoint bills again, and they refunded 2 of them earlier. So I'll show you guys those checks. Small ones, like $12. Let's see. So far this year, the town, not including grants, has brought in 469,000, and we spent 459,000, so that's not bad. And sewer has brought in 476,000, or we spent 435. You know, for the year, we're doing okay. I talked to Mick today, and he's been working on gathering the estimates for the community crossings grant. And he is thinking, let's see, it's gonna be around 860,000 for everything he wants to do. We match 20%. So that's gonna be about 100. He got $860,718, so 20% is gonna be 172,543. And I have that budgeted for next year's numbers, and most of it can pull out of local road and street. I normally budget about 90 for that, but I upped it to 120 for next year. And then MBH restricted has another 70, and then any overflow I can pull out of CCD.
Does he need a letter stating that to accompany his,
Yeah, he had to send me all the stuff today so I can write up a letter. So I've got
Okay.
the letter ready.
okay,
But in tonight's meeting, he also needs it in the minutes that you guys will approve to match 20% of his estimated total of $860,718.
okay. He's probably not gonna be here.
So, and I don't have that on the agenda because he called me last minute today that he needed that. So is it okay if somebody makes a motion now?
You wanna do that right now?
And we've got the money for it.
We got the money for
Yeah,
it.
it'll be next year on a clean slate, on our new budget.
Do I have a motion to accept that $180,000, which represents our 20% of the road grant?
I'll make a motion.
Second, we have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries.
He's got to do that next month, because I think the deadline is September 30th.
Yes.
So, and he didn't want to have to wait till the September meeting to get all that done.
Yeah, he'd wait like 4 or 5 months just to get bids in.
That's what he said, it took a while.
Yeah.
And he can get estimates from anywhere, it doesn't have to be Maxford. We just usually work with estimates. But that's it, yeah, he just need to get that done before September, and that's all I had.
All right, thank you. Okay. Fire department report.
Brandon's not gonna be here this evening, he's out of town for work, but we had 29 total incidents in Darmstadt last time, because, you know, the fair and whatnot going on. We had 12 EMS runs, 7 fire alarm investigations, 2 false alarms, and 2 standby events at the Florida Center. Average response time was 6 minutes and 21 seconds.
All right. Is that it? All right.
Give that to
You bet you.
Mallory, did she?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sheriff's Department.
Deputy Johnson, you want to go first?
Sure. My favorite part.
Since stereo.
We have one abandoned vehicle, 5 business checks, 1 criminal mischief in progress, that is GOA on arrival. 2 deceased subjects, 7 details, specifically 4-H fair was last month, so this includes everything from the fair, so our numbers are higher as well. 1 disorderly conduct, 1 family dispute, 1 found person, 3 general complaints, 3 hazards, 1 hit and run property damage accident, 2 home security checks, 1 intoxicated driver, which was GOA, so somebody said they're driving drunk, we got there, nobody said, they're gone. 1 intoxicated person, which was not the same as the driver. 10 investigations, 3 medical emergencies, I believe all 3 of those were at the fair. 4 property damage accidents, I think most of those were at the fair or in front of the fair. 10 neighborhood checks, 3 paper service, 2 standbys, 1 vehicle check, 1 victim notify, 74 extra patrols. So that's normally our highest number, and we're normally right around 60, which is 2 deputies every single day in the town of Darmstadt. Well, we had 74 in 30 days. So definitely, especially with the fair. And that does not include the fair, because that's part of that special detail.
That's
So
just
those-
outside.
That was outside, so we had 74 extra patrols, not including somebody just driving through in the town. And then 5 traffic stops. So,
Marcy. Busy.
Thank you.
and then whenever, I also have info on the road thing, whenever we want to get to that.
Oh, yeah, that vacate.
Right. That's all I have, Sheriff.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
I would humbly request that the council considering moving a new business to maybe this section. We're going to a flock camera renewal. It was on the agenda this evening. I've got something to get to here in a bit. I was hoping we could discuss the flock at the top of the meeting as opposed to going down the bottom. However, I'll be guided by your decision.
I mean, we can do that. We can discuss it anytime we want to.
Oh, that's excellent. Obviously, the flock contract is up for renewal. And when I say contract, we don't have a formal written agreement. It's essentially, you're paying the sheriff's office a yearly fee and then I use that money to pay on the yearly flock contract that we have for 5 years. I imagine you've probably seen flock in the news lately, or perhaps on Facebook, maybe just a little bit. I don't know. It seems like flock's taking over Facebook lately. So it's definitely a hot button topic right now. And so I wanted to be here to answer any questions you may have. That's why I put this presentation together here. I'm not going to make a pitch to you, but I wanted you to be able to have the information about how our flock system works and what we've been using it for in Darmstadt. And of course, invite anyone in the audience to take some of that information home and sit in front of Mr. Engler right there.
Right.
Does anyone have any, before I get into it, does anyone have any questions about how our flock system works, what it does and does not do, and any concerns about its operation?
Yeah, I've got questions, but I don't know what they are. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know.
Are they working? Have you
Yeah,
had
until one
cases?
of them got knocked down, they were all working. Yeah, and so one of the candidates I've given you is just a sampling of some of the things we use the flock system to solve in Darmstadt. Of course, Darmstadt also benefits from the flock cameras that are outside the town limits and surrounding. We've got one on 41 there that's very close by. And so we use them for a variety of things. One of the more common uses of them is finding dementia patients. And so how useful can a license plate reader be for finding a dementia patient that you might think might be on foot, and the cameras simply don't detect foot traffic, so they only image vehicles. But they've been incredibly useful, as you can see on one of the illustrated cases there, of finding individuals who have gotten in their car, family calls saying, hey, we've not seen this guy, he left his cell phone at home. And so with no cell phone, it's virtually impossible to track this person's whereabouts. We type in vehicle information, and we get notified instantly when they drive past the flock camera. And in the case that's outlined before you, someone did exactly that. Someone suffering from dementia drove past 2 of the flock cameras in Darmstadt, before the deputy caught up to them and was able to stop them and get them back to where they needed to be. And so it's incredibly useful for finding missing persons, individuals who are suffering from dementia or other mental instabilities, and getting them help quickly before it becomes
It
a tragedy.
says no facial recognition, so how did they,
The vehicle.
the vehicle?
They were driving the wrong way on 41.
Yeah, that woman's.
Well,
Was that
that's
a
good, but I mean, they,
I don't know, I was thinking it was a man, but I don't have. the-
I just had a client closing at 4 o'clock tell me about a friend of theirs, the woman, the wife,
Yeah.
was driving southbound in the northbound lane on 41. It was a woman and she had dementia.
That may
They
be
use
it.
the
I
flat
was thinking it was a man,
cameras
but I could be very much wrong on that.
Well, could be.
It might be, it's,
It's-
May 21st.
It was just recent, yeah. He was telling me about
Man, it's
it,
been
yeah.
back a little bit, so.
so
It
in the
happens a
news,
lot.
in the news right now, that, I mean, what you just said, and what, on this is contrary to what they're talking about on the news. They're saying that there've been some, up in Michigan, where some officers actually have tracked their ex-girlfriends and,
You know, so I think.
but with
There's
no
nothing-
facial
There's nothing
recognition.
new under the sun. There's no facial recognition component. We don't, Flock does, you can buy a service that does that through another camera system they offer. We don't buy that. We buy guns from Glock. Well, Glock makes automatic weapons as well. We don't buy automatic weapons. So, I mean, you can buy anything you want. It's just a question of what we think is appropriate and lawful. And the Flock cameras that we have, they only image license plates. They are incapable of doing facial recognition. They are incapable of recording audio. They cannot receive any, they don't signal sniff. They're not tracking your cell phone. They're not scooping up Wi-Fi data. They're not trying to tag your vehicle's tire pressure monitoring system or other Wi-Fi enabled or cellular-based signals coming from your vehicle. They don't have the capability of tracking that. They are literally only license plate readers, and the images are only kept for 7 days. So after 7 days, the images cannot be retrieved or irrevocably deleted. There's definitely a trust aspect to this. Is you have only my good word to believe this is the case. But I can tell you that if Flock were to let me down, if they were to share our data with outside the bounds of the contract, if I were to find out later on that they were exceeding what the contract allows or breaking their promises to me, I will be the first person out there to cut them down myself. They haven't done that. To what you alluded to earlier, you are absolutely right. There have been some police officers that have abused this technology. Just as police officers have stalked their girlfriends in their police cars, they have looked them up on NCIC or ran their driver's license, and those cops get fired. No one in my agency has done that. We audit it every single day. And if somebody in my agency does that, I will fire them. They will not be working for me.
Okay.
And so we have a lot of power. We have a handgun. That doesn't mean I shoot people every day. You have to at some point to have some level of trust in law enforcement. And if you don't trust the cops, then they shouldn't have Flock. I would argue that we haven't betrayed that trust, and the moment we do, you should cancel the contract, or you should defund me essentially.
Well, just last night on the news, there was a law enforcement division that had canceled their,
There have been a lot of controversies in some communities, and even as close as Bloomington decided it's just not worth it. I will say that we are taking steps to, I think, make this system a bit more palatable for those who have some concerns about Big Brother or Orwellian style 1984 society, a surveillance state. I have those same concerns. What is not generally known to the public, but will be known fairly soon, is Chief Smith and I are going to be closing our Flock system to the local police only. So in other words, an agency, even next door in Warwick County, will not be able to query our Flock system. One of the main selling points of the system was that it allowed us to track suspects from multiple jurisdictions. Incredibly useful for drug dealing when folks are bringing narcotics from, say, some of the larger markets like Louisville or Chicago. Incredibly useful for that. But I do try to listen to people, and I'm willing to admit when maybe we've overstepped, or maybe I didn't fully consider what some folks' concerns might be. And one of those concerns is they don't want cops they don't know looking their stuff up from out of state or out of county. I get it. So we're gonna turn it off. So we're gonna execute a new contract that forbids sharing of license plate data, real-time license plate data with outside law enforcement agencies. Not to say that if I get a request from the Chicago PD that they want me to run a vehicle in the flock system. Fill out a form,
Do that, right?
show me what it's for, provide me some audit results, but no more of this real time and querying by a cop 2 states away. I don't need the controversy. I believe it's so valuable in finding missing persons and dementia patients, finding a burglar who broke into your house. And now that we only keep it in for 7 days, I think that has enough of a guardrail on it that I'm satisfied that most people would find it acceptable. Some may not, and that's why the system will remain controversial. That's why folks have gotten down. But it is the most impressive, valuable law enforcement tool I have ever seen in my 25-year career doing this. I'm not short selling it. It really is that amazing. It's helped us solve that many more crimes that have been unsolved. But the moment I feel like Flock has broken their word to me, or that I feel like the public demands that this technology be removed, I may be compelled one day to remove it. I don't think we're there yet. I'm not afraid to admit I'm wrong, but I know right now our deputies are using responsibly. It is solving crime, it's lowering crime. My numbers show that.
Got you. I trust you. I trust you.
Well,
Just
I never just want to say trust me. I want to back it up. And I'll tell you right now, if Mark Johnson over there goes out in his car right now and starts tracking people who are at this meeting, I don't want to, but I'm going to fire him. And he would never do that. He would never do that. But we are checking. We are trusting but verifying. And our deputies all understand the immense power the system has, and that we will not tolerate any abuse of it. But you don't take my word for it. I can promise you the moment we make a paper on some kind of abuse, I'll be fine and get rid of the contract. So, hold me to my word.